Good afternoon. Welcome to the special called City Commission meeting for Tuesday, May the 12th, 2026. Can we have a call for attendance, please?
Commissioner Thomas?
Here.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Here.
Commissioner Witt?
Here.
Commissioner Harkins? Present. Mayor Staten?
Here. If you would, please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We've got one item on our presentations, and that is, I believe we have a new employee to recognize.
Yes, if I could invite Mr. Clayton up and Mr. Gobin up to the podium, please.
Good afternoon. I'm going to present Mark Gobin here as a new employee. He's been with us for probably about a month now. And he's worked previously for Electricom LLC, which is a contractor doing underground utility work, probably 20 plus years of experience installing underground utilities, fiber, and a lot of natural gas as well. And he actually worked on some Henderson jobs on Ohio Drive, Bentley Point. So he's got a lot of experience. We're definitely happy to have him here, and he lives in Henderson County, so a great get for us.
Good deal. Welcome to the city. And what do you think was it that brought you to work here?
Honestly, it was so I don't have to travel no more.
Good.
I was traveling around doing underground utilities all over the country.
Yeah.
And when my kids about grown, I decided I wanted to be home.
Good deal.
Good.
Awesome.
He's going to be good. Mark's mama worked for me for years and years.
Yeah.
Like a second mom to me. So if you got her work ethic, we're in good shape. Welcome aboard, brother.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate having you.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
And that's all for this afternoon.
All right. Next up, we've got a consent agenda.
The consent agenda contains the minutes of the April 28th, 2026 regular meeting and the May 1st, 2026 special called meeting, and resolution number 26-26, resolution accepting human resources report dated May 12th, 2026, and approving all actions contained within. Resolution number 27-26, resolution approving memorandum of agreement between Owensboro Community and Technical College, Davis County Fiscal Court, the City of Owensboro, the City of Madisonville, and the City of Henderson, and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement on the behalf of the city. Resolution number 28-26, resolution authorizing the application to and acceptance of funds from the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration, PHMSA, and authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents. And resolution number 29-26, resolution of the City of Henderson in support of Vision Zero.
Before we get a motion, do we have any items any commissioner would like to pull for further discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis?
Aye.
Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order authorizing the payment for site investigation.
Municipal order number 41-26, municipal order authorizing payment for site investigation services requested by the Energy and Environment Cabinet Underground Storage Tank Branch for the city's central garage, 1131 5th Street, in the amount of $40,030.70, which is reimbursable through the Underground Storage Tank Branch.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Second. Do we have any comments, questions, or suggestions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis?
Aye.
Mayor Staten?
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order authorizing payment for carpentry services.
Municipal order number 42-26, municipal order authorizing payment for carpentry services relating to the renovation of the annex, formerly the HMP&L building, located at 5th and Water Streets, to Art Construction Company Incorporated of Evansville, Indiana, in the total amount of $151,655.51.
The motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Dylan, can you give us an update on where we're at on the annex?
Yeah, and I would like to invite Assistant City Manager Buzzy Newman, if he would come to the podium. We'll kind of tag team this. So on the annex, we have been actively working on that project. Back in December, if y'all will recall, we got permission to actually hold on to the old Hempel building, and we've since started referring to it as the annex. And our plans are to move codes, parks and rec, and then occupational license into the building. And so I'll kind of let Buzzy talk a little bit about where we're at in the process and where we stand.
So, as Dylan said, codes has been there really since last summer when the HVAC went down at the Peabody building. They've been working off of fold-up tables and chairs, and right now, the Parks Department has moved in temporarily as well. We anticipate their furniture being delivered sometime this week. So it's sort of transforming into a permanent home for those two departments right now. Occupational license will only move in after their furniture arrives, which should be this week too. So all the renovations are complete. We've also, part of that money included weatherproofing the outside of the building. It had a lot of caulking missing around the windows, in the brick joints, and along the perimeter of the building where the concrete in the building meet. So the building is in much better shape than it was before we started. And it's functioning well. I think both Steve Davis and Thomas, not
He'll
here
be
yet,
here later.
but Steve, do you want to add anything to your comments about your new home?
It really did turn out great. It looks fantastic. You know, you guys, if you have free time, none of us have that anymore, come by. We will have furniture Thursday morning. The KCI will be bringing furniture. We still have some furniture to pull from the Peabody, so it's not ready for an open house or anything, but it is functioning. Everybody's getting along. It's working well.
Steve, as you know, I took a tour.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with you down there, so it really is nice. It really worked out well for all departments.
Yeah.
It really is going to be a great asset to the city.
One comment I would like to add is, Buzzy and Steve, I know we've talked a little bit about this, but I think it would be appropriate in like a month or two if we do like some sort of ribbon cutting event or open house or something. I don't know what our lead time is. I know we've got some signage we just had a meeting on about yesterday, and a couple other things. We're waiting on the furniture, but we probably need to, in the next month or two, schedule something, and then we'll let everybody know and get that on the calendar, so because it is really nice. And I think already in there, the conference room in the front, I know Mr. Kenny, they have a Parks Board meeting tonight, and they're meeting out there, I believe, as well. So it's a great space, and it's very convenient for us here at the city building.
And just want to mention two things real quick. One thing I'm really excited about is eventually having codes and occupational license in the same spot. Because when people open up businesses, a lot of times they got to visit both of those places, and beforehand they'd have to go to one place and then go across town to get their other, and then we're eliminating that. And one thing that I mentioned to Buzzy and Dylan 2 or 3 days ago, or whenever it was last week, late last week, County Judge Executive has asked if there is space, if we could try to find a way to put Randy Tassa in that same building. To have county codes and city codes in the same proximity in the same location. And so if that's something that can be accommodated, if we could just have a conversation with the county on that.
I think the judge may gotten confused. What they were wanting was space at Peabody.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause he's been
So
there you go, okay.
We
Okay.
did get that resolved with the judge verbally,
With their extra person.
and the only thing we told the judge that any internal improvements to the office space they would have to do.
Gotcha.
And I told the city manager that we may want to just get an agreement saying this is a space. From what we understand, if their budget's approved, they're hiring a second codes person.
Okay. Yeah, if you all don't mind just to kind of verify that that's what because he said the other thing, but I'm sure that's probably what he meant was going
Well,
on Peabody.
if not, the building's,
It's got capacity.
Yeah.
It's pretty full
but
right now.
I will say I agree with Steve. The inside of the building is beautiful.
Good.
It really, I think you'll be pleased with the appearance.
Good deal. Well, thank you, sir. And Dylan, tell us what we're looking at with this specific municipal order.
So we're basically awarding $151-ish thousand to ARC for all the repairs and stuff that needed to happen. And the memos outline, the procurement of that and all of that. So this is actually awarding the work for that. And so you all had approved the budget early on. And we used an hourly rate for a carpenter, which we were able to do per KRS. And since this exceeded the bid threshold, we just needed to get approval from you all to validate that. So,
Good deal. Anybody have any additional thoughts or questions? All right. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt,
Aye.
Commissioner Witt,
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis,
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order approving a MOU.
Municipal order number 43-26, municipal order approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Henderson and Henderson County Fiscal Court regarding Phase 2 of the Geneva Smith Mills Gas Main Extension Project and authorizing the mayor to execute same.
A motion to approve, please. Do
So moved.
we have a second?
Second.
Oh, we have a bunch of firsts and a bunch of seconds. We have talked about this last couple of meetings, about the gas line extension out into Geneva, Smith Mills, all that. And we've heard from Tim before. Does anybody have a need to ask any additional questions, or do you pretty much feel comfortable voting on it? All right, we have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis?
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order approving another MOU.
Municipal order number 44-26, municipal order approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Henderson and Henderson County Fiscal Court for the construction, funding, operation, and use of a grain bin rescue training prop and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement.
Can I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Dylan, this is kind of an interesting project. Can you bring us up to speed on what this represents?
Yeah, I would like to invite Chief Dixon up to the podium, and he and I will kind of tag team it. This is a project that I think has been in the works for a while. And Josh, I'll let you kind of talk about the what and why we're doing it, and then I'll kind of talk about what specifically is in the MOU and how the two parties will coordinate.
Yeah, so I want to say it was probably late 2023, maybe early 2024 when this actually came about for this discussion. But just for some history, we're probably in the top 5 counties for grain production in the state of Kentucky. And back in 2024, if you remember, I brought a gentleman in here. We had had a successful grain bin rescue, which really triggered this to kind of get it into the forefront and start moving. So discussions were had about the county wanting to construct and purchase a grain bin rescue prop, and then the discussion led to where was it going to be placed at. I think the first option they had talked about was Sandy Lee Watkins, which in looking at that, it was 12 miles out for us just one way. So for us, it just wasn't feasible. Spoke to the judge about it, and then they talked about doing the fairgrounds, and then we started talking about maintaining it and making sure that we kept it up to par. And we just felt like the training facility at 5th Street was just a better location. That number one, with us having it there, we could maintain it and make sure it was taken care of properly, and then just interoperability in our training with our county departments, which we already do with some of our props. It just made sense to put it there. So that's the history behind it.
Yeah. So we think this will be a great tool to help make, all citizens of Henderson County safer. And specifically the MOU, we had some conversation with the county, and so they're going to be paying for it 100%. The entire, project, design, construction, all that, they're going to be paying for. They did ask if we could manage the project, which I talked with our assistant city manager, I've talked with Chief Dixon, and I've talked with Ms. Basham, our project manager. We definitely think, and even myself, I've got experience with a couple other projects we've done similar ways, and we think this is a project we can manage. So the MOU outlines that basically we will oversee and manage the project. It makes sense. It's at our facility. We have the capabilities to do that. Will also give us a little bit of control over the project. So that's basically what the MOU spells out, is we will manage and run the project, we'll procure the project, and then the county will pay for it. There are specifics to maintenance, future. We're not going to use. There was a little bit of debate on whether to use actual grain versus like the plastic pellets. We decided to go with the plastic artificial pellets, so they don't have to be replaced as often. But I think this is a good thing, and it's we've built plenty of safety things in so that, because it literally is a real grain bin. It's just got extra stuff to go with it that is for training purposes. So
Yeah, and just to reiterate what he's saying, just the interoperability between, because if we do have an incident, they're going to call us, not just for our technical rescue capabilities, but manpower and equipment and all that. So, I mean, to us, it just made sense.
Good deal. We're proud of you guys.
Yeah, I think it's
Honestly.
great.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Yep. Fantastic. Anybody have any other comments or questions or anything? I think it's fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can we roll call, please?
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis?
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have a resolution approving road aid cooperative program agreement.
Resolution number 30-26, resolution approving municipal road aid cooperative program agreement with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for construction, reconstruction, and maintenance of city streets in fiscal year 2026-2027, and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement on behalf of the city.
Roll call, can I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Dylan, I think you wanted to add a few comments on this one.
Yeah, I just wanted to make usually we would put this under the consent agenda, and Ms. Mills, I would ask if you could help me confirm this, but the reason I wanted to draw this to y'all's attention, this is the money that we get from the state, I believe from the gas tax, and this year, the amount, when Ms. Mills was preparing the budget, she had put in an amount similar to last year, but actually this year, I believe our amount was about 160, is that less? It was significantly less than what we'd gotten in the past, and we don't have any control over that, but I just wanted to let you all know, because I do think that's one thing that we might not have even made it into the draft budget yet when we talk about that here in a few minutes.
Yeah, I think it's roughly 114,000 less than what we
14,
would have received this year for that.
Because the calculation was different.
Yeah, because whatever they're giving us for their proposed
Yeah.
budget for our area has
However that
decreased.
calculation works,
Gotcha.
yeah, so.
And that's going to make it even more important to stick to. I think we're heading into, and we'll talk about it in the budget work session a little later, the third straight year that we've increased locally what our roads budget is and how much we budget for roads and spend on roads. Is that right?
Yes.
That's correct,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's 3 of 5 years that we're doing that to help combat inflation and also combat shortages, at the state whenever they're not sending us as much money. So thank you for bringing that to our
Yep.
attention. Appreciate it. Anybody else have any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis?
Aye.
Mayor Staten?
Aye. And next up, we have a resolution authorizing safe streets.
Resolution number 31-26, resolution authorizing the City of Henderson's application for and acceptance of funding in the amount up to $10 million from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, IIJA, to support the Safe Streets and Roads for All SS4A Action Plan Supplemental Planning Project with the requirement of a local match of 20%, which would be distributed over 5 fiscal years, and authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, so Dylan, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I'll kick this one off, but we've got Ms. Basham, Mr. Newman, and Ms. Quattrochi in the audience. So if any of you all, if I misstate anything, or if there's anything you all want to add, feel free to come. And if you all want to come up, you're welcome to. But I'll give it a shot, and then if you all have questions, we can go from there. So basically what this is I believe we're in year 5. It's a federal grant program, and we're about to go into year 5 of the program. And so basically what this funding was made available for was to look at local roads. This is specifically not, this money is specifically geared to local, cities and not states. States cannot apply for these funds, but to look at existing roadways, existing intersections, and to use crash data to analyze those intersections, say, okay, where are your most dangerous intersections, where are your most dangerous corridors? So there's really 2 main grants under this type of funding. There's a planning grant, and then there's an implementation grant. So several years ago, either in year 1 or year 2, we signed on with GRAD to, as part of our multi-county area, to have them create for us a safety action plan. So with the planning grant, that's what you do. You get planning grant money, and with that money, you hire a consultant or someone to create a safety action plan. That safety action plan identifies, based on your crash data, where basically your most dangerous areas of town are in terms of wrecks and types of collisions. So they partnered with the University of Kentucky Transportation Center to prepare that for us. They have just recently kind of finalized that for us. So the idea is once you have that plan ready, you then get to go after implementation funds. And the implementation grant funds are your big dollars. You're talking millions and millions of dollars. The county, a year or 2 ago, received between $2 and $3 million, I believe, to do some of their projects. They actually just talked about their work session. They're still in the process of spending those funds. So what our safety action plan showed us is that our number 1 intersection for the worst type of accidents was US 41 and Watson Lane. As you all are well aware, that project is already being addressed. Mr. Clayton, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe utilities are expected to start later this calendar year, correct?
This fall.
Yeah, this fall. So that project is already in the works. So that's the good news. The second intersection that was identified was Barrett Boulevard and US 60. There's a couple other corridors, several other places it was located, but that was kind of the focus. So we have partnered with Palmer Engineering and have asked them to kind of look at our safety action plan and to potentially write us a grant for up to $10 million, because that's kind of what the sweet spot is. They've had a lot of successful grants throughout the state to address that intersection, along with other potential corridors and areas in town that were identified in the action plan, but specifically Barrett and 60. As you all are aware, myself and Assistant City Manager Buzzy Newman and others kind of saw this as a unique opportunity. We know that intersection has issues, but you will also know that we own a significant number of acreage at the back of Barrett Boulevard. We've got the Jago development. There's other potential developments. So that intersection has already proven to have issues, and it's only going to get worse. And it's an intersection that we were very likely going to have to address at some point in the future anyway. So we look at this as a unique opportunity to potentially kill two birds with one stone, as you may. So basically what we're requesting permission now is to apply for a grant, for a federal grant for up to $10 million. There is a local match of 20%, which in this case would be $2 million. And working with Palmer Engineering, who has submitted numerous successful grants, they have recommended that with our application, we suggest that the city contribute up to $1 million of that $2 million. Now, this would be over a 5-year period. So it would be $200,000, up to $200,000 a year for 5 years. They say that there's been some places where the state has, tried to take that full match and it's not scored as high because they truly want to see, as I said earlier, this is federal money for the locals. Now, the project can be on a state route, as US 60 is, but you have to have permission from the state. So Buzzy and myself met with our chief district engineer for KYTC District 2 last week. She has officially sent the request into the state to see if they would be willing to put in the other $1 million, which we're hopeful that will come back positive. So to be clear, again, it's a $10 million total project. Up to $1 million would come from us, another $1 million from the state. We're still waiting on that final approval, but this would give us permission to actually apply for the grant and hopefully knock out a project that we were very likely going to have to probably do at some point in the future anyway. So Buzzy, Jenna, Jeannie, I don't know, is there anything else you all would like to add, or does that summarize it pretty good?
Over a 5-year.
Over a 5-year period, yes, sir.
200,000. Okay.
Yep. So for $200,000 a year for 5 years, we're bringing back $9 million potentially to our area to address a much-needed intersection. And like you said, I mean, it's going to continue to develop. I think we've got roughly 70 houses under roof out in the Jago development, and that development scheduled for a total of nearly 300 homes. So you've got another 200 houses to go there. You've got our 40-acre retail property, which we've discussed a little bit lately about some activity that's going to be happening there. And we're going to be redesigning that whole area. In 10 years, that whole area of our city is going to look so much different because it's going to be developed, but then you're going to have most likely 3 areas of ingress-egress into that area, 2 that do not currently exist, and 1 in this one that would be reshaped. And hopefully all of it leads to the betterment of our traffic flow and to lessen injuries at that particular intersection. So that's the premise. What we're doing today is just giving him permission to apply for the grant and saying that if we do receive the grant, that we're good for that, at least that $1 million at 5 years. Anybody else have any questions, comments? All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis? Aye. Mayor Staten?
Aye. City Manager's report.
Yes, if I can invite Ms. Jordan Webb up to the podium to give us an update on our new CAD system, please.
Good afternoon. So as you all know, we've been working on this project for several years now, and I'm happy to report that we were able to go live on April 2nd with our new CAD system. Just a reminder about what the CAD system is in case you've forgotten along the way, but that's where we initially start documenting the 911 call. We're able to see our callers on the map now. We can see our responders on the map. So overall, it's done tremendous improvement already, and only with more to come with implementations and integrations that we're still working on. There's certainly been a learning curve. Of course, when you work with a system for 6 to 7 years and then switch, nobody likes change, but they've seen the improvements and everybody has adapted well to it. There's already been positive comments from the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, as well as our fire department and EMS. We're able to merge incidents together now. So our Commonwealth Attorney the other day, they said, well, we didn't know that this person was involved in that as well, but that's because we were able to merge those incidents together. So hopefully, this will just do amazing things for court systems and so far and so forth. Our fire department is now receiving more specific nature codes. So instead of sending out like a generalized fire CAD, we're able to say this is the smell of gas in a home. This is a residential structure fire. So instead of putting on their gear every time, we're able to, kind of put them at ease on what they're responding to. And that'll just continue to improve with the up and coming new fire station. We'll be able to do automatic station alerting as well. As far as law enforcement, we are looking at a future Kentucky Ops integration coming in the future, so that'll be great for them. And EMS, they are able to have their times automatically put into their software. So just a little bit of some of the positive things that have already come out of that, but I do want to thank you all for your assistance with the procurement and implementation process. This has been a huge undertaking, and everyone that's been involved, I really appreciate all the assistance. So.
Yeah.
Any
Do I have any
questions?
questions?
Sounds good.
It sounds great.
It's great.
Thank you.
I do
Thank
want to
you.
give kudos to Ms. Webb and her team because it has been and I know PD and HFD, they've all been involved, and I know IT, and it's been a team effort. So good job getting that done. 'Cause I know it's been an ordeal. So. All right, next up, I'm going to talk real quick about T-Mobile grant funds. So as you all are, and Ms. Basham, you might come up just in case they have questions, but as you all know, we were awarded a grant from T-Mobile, I believe, in the amount of $27,620. The resurfacing, we did for those of you who were there, we did the event at Newman Park, but it was because that was where the Easter egg hunt was. The actual resurfacing is for Central Park, which is, you all have seen, our Parks Department has already removed all the mulch in preparation for that. So basically, that was a 100% covered grant. There is a little bit of ancillary cost, about $1,200 that we will end up covering ourselves. But like in the past, this was an unbudgeted item, so we simply just would request your all's permission to actually expend those funds, and then Ms. Mills will do a end-of-year budget amendment for that. Ms. Basham, is there anything else I need to add, or is that pretty much cover it?
The only other additional cost would be adding the sidewalk to connect the
Okay.
the two playgrounds together.
So we'll have a couple other ancillary costs that we'll take care of in the end of the year, but it's all under, it's about, 35,000, it's under that 40, but since it's unbudgeted, we just wanted to get the nod of approval from you all to proceed with the purchase, so.
Keep the grant funds rolling.
Yeah. Anybody not in favor of going that direction? Everybody good? Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right, good on that one.
Thank you.
Next up, we're going to do an update on IRT. Mr. Newman, would you mind coming up and just kind of giving an update, or your team, Ms. Quattrochi or Mr. Fadden? I know we've got several people in the audience who are...
I'll let the two of them, they're at the back.
She is.
Just kind of give so two purposes. So really, and Ms. Mills, I may ask for your help in a minute too. We've got some purchases that we need to make, and I think previously, you all may be able to know better how much the amount was previously, but we have some trailers we need to purchase that are over that 40,000, and since we need to purchase those, we just wanted to get your all's permission to do that. But while you all are up here, do you all mind to give just a little bit of an update on how the IRT is going and where we stand with everything?
Yeah, so in April we held the final planning mission. This mission is going to be quite a bit bigger from what I'm being told the 2024 mission was. It was about 180. 2024, they're bringing around 235, 245 troops to the area come June. The mission, the Advon team gets here June 7th, or the pre-Advon, and that's a core group of them to start setting up and laying out the North Middle School. June 10th is when the main body gets here, so that's going to be our biggest influx. You're going to see Henderson County buses coming back and forth from the airport in Evansville. They're doing bed down at North Middle School. The police department is assisting with 24-hour security for them. And the fire department has already done the fire inspections, so it's a go at this point. We did have to rent 2 shower trailers, a 13 shower unit and 11, just to be able to support that much. And then we have a laundry trailer that is 7 or 8.
It's 6 and 6. 6
and 6,
yeah,
washers and dryers. So around the clock, depending on what time their shift is or what they're doing, they can do their laundry and whatnot. So they're not wearing the same clothes for 2 weeks with being unwashed. So, and those are pretty big expenses. And then with the addition of going to Union County and Webster County as well.
So, Ms. Mills, would you mind coming up and helping me out? Which purchase are we actually needing them to authorize so we can get their blessing to do that?
the rental of the trailers that they talked about, we had already scheduled one rental stuff, which was under our 40,000, but then when they found the need to get an extra trailer for these expanded services, we just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay with that additional one since it would go over the 40,000.
So Buzzy, do you want to talk a little bit about, I know you and I had a brief conversation the other day about the overall budget, and I know, there's our budget, but then there's other communities who are involved. Do you maybe want to just talk about that just a little bit so they have an understanding?
Yes. So initially, we spoke to the commission about contributing $35,000 toward the mission. Likewise, we went to Union and Webster. Both counties agreed to give $15,000 apiece. And then about 2 weeks ago, we went to Henderson County Judge and to the fiscal court and asked for 15. So we have a total of, and then we could also get money from
The DRA.
the Delta Regional Authority in the amount of about 25, wasn't it?
But 33 total.
33. Okay.
Yep.
So total funding for the project, 111,
13.
113. Thank you for your quick math.
I left my cell phone back there.
So we feel like we have sufficient amount of funds to cover the leases on the 3 trailers, plus all the expenses that go along with it. I think what's important for everyone to know on this mission is that we're bringing back medical health, dental, vision, hearing, which is something that was a moving target, but at the last moment, they're bringing in, I believe, an audiologist.
Tech.
And then we are getting support from a local healthcare organization to supply the equipment as well as the technicians that can help the audiologist. What else are we missing?
Mental health.
Mental health, which is, we all know we need help with that. And the one thing we could not bring this year, after many attempts, is we cannot bring in the veterinarian services. So we tried 3 times and getting staff here, and it was just impossible, so.
Buzzy, one quick question. So all those funds will actually are coming through us, I guess, and we're procuring
Yes.
everything? Okay.
Yes. In fact, we've already invoiced Webster and Union, and I don't know, have we invoiced Henderson?
Yes.
Okay, so we've invoiced, so we should be receiving all the funds before June.
And we have received donations from companies within the community to assist as well, for like privacy fencing where the showers will be. So we have recouped some of those funds back from those.
So in addition to the update, ultimately, we're just looking for y'all's nod of approval to proceed. We just, with that one purchase with the trailers all coming from, I guess, the same company and it being over 40, we just wanted the nod of approval to do that. I think in that case, we've had, I think Ms. Quattrochi in particular has done a lot of research to try to find others, and it's almost impossible to locate those type resources, so.
Good deal. Does anybody, what are your all's thoughts on supporting the extra funding that they're talking about?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
It's a
I was
no-brainer.
amazed how much,
Yeah.
or how many citizens went through this the first year I was involved. So I think it's needed and free for the community. It's a good thing.
I agree with everybody else. It's a no-brainer. This is one of the, we do a lot of really good things with the city, and we're fortunate to sit in the seats that we do to be able to give back to the community in ways. This is one of the best efforts of giving back to the community that the city has ever done, and the fact that they're back so soon is just a testament to your all's hard work. So yeah, I think we're unanimously in support of moving forward.
So 2 things. What is DV Day? Distinguished Visitors Day. What day is that?
It's on the 17th.
Of
June. Wednesday, right? I think the invites went out today.
The invite should have went out to you
Or
guys.
yesterday, yeah.
And we know the governor's
Y'all should have gotten an email about it, because I got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But generally, Distinguished Visitor Day is when they will bring in program administrators, generals, maybe the lead person for the Kentucky National Guard, maybe Air National Guard. So it's to have them see the boots on the ground, what they're doing on a daily basis, what they're providing to our community, and then even the satellite sites, how those are operating.
Yeah, the governor was here last year, and I know somebody from his office has already asked us when that is, trying to put it on their calendar, so, on his calendar.
Good deal. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
All right, and then the last item I have for this afternoon is bucket shake. So,
Fun one.
yeah, so this is something that kind of came from a conversation that the mayor and I and some others were having the other day. And for those of you all who are aware, and Jessica, if you want to help me, I believe they come to your office to fill those out. But any nonprofit can approach the city and say, you know, we want to conduct a bucket shake. And for those of you who don't know, a bucket shake is where they stand in the middle of an intersection, you know, at a four-way stop. Usually, they're most places where I've seen them done are at Clay and Atkinson, and then Watson and Green River Road. So they're on city intersections where we allow them to put a barrel, you know, on the double yellow line, and they have usually one at each corner, or not in the corner, but actually in the middle of the street, and have a bucket, and they ask for donations. The way that process typically works is they come in to the city clerk's office, they request, I guess it's a permit, or they
They fill out a permit, they provide certificate of liability insurance with the city listed as the holder.
additional insured, yeah.
And then they pay a fee, it's $12 per day that they choose to do, and they mark all the intersections, and then Public Works puts out the barrels for them.
Yeah. So the question has come up recently, especially at Watson and Green River Road. There's some houses that are really close there. Sometimes the traffic backs up, people can't get out of their driveways, makes traffic hard to get through. Some of those intersections are tighter than others, and there's, you know, some potential hazards. And so it led to a healthy conversation internally, and as the mayor and I were talking, he asked me to bring it up in this meeting just to get the will of the commission, see what your all's thoughts were, see if it was something that you all wanted to continue doing, if you all thought maybe it was time to, you know, not allow those anymore. But staff is just requesting some guidance from you all on kind of what your all's opinions are of those events.
So this is one that if it's okay, we'll do individually.
I can start.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Especially the one you was talking about down at Watson. Most of those are for great causes, and they raise money for a lot of different stuff, from multiple sclerosis or whatever, and different diseases for kids. And I think they only do it maybe once a year, you know, whenever they do it. I don't see them out there, you know, repeat more than just one time. I think I'm still in favor of letting them do it. If anything, it'll help sick kids. You know, I guess you can tolerate a little back traffic for kids that's sick and dealing with serious illnesses. So I still think it's good.
They've had 3 in the last 4 weeks.
How they help?
Now, it's not
Now,
the
which
same.
one?
It's not the same
Now,
group.
different, that's what I'm saying. Different
It's not the
people.
same group every time, but
Okay.
they've had 3 in the last 4 weeks at that particular intersection.
Okay.
Jessica, is there any sort of restrictions to how many a single group can do? I see Dawn shaking her head.
It's
but-
4 per year per group.
Okay.
So we got some kind of limitations on it. So. Now, you said 3, now you know what they was raising money for.
One of them was Shriners. One of them, I believe, was Teen Challenge, and I don't know who the other one was. It might have been Shriners again. And when they do it, it's not just one time. It's usually 2 to 3 times per weekend. You know, so they might be out there Friday, Saturday, and/or Sunday. And so it's, you know, it's probably been more like 7 days out of the last month. There's been a bucket shake at that particular intersection. Commissioner Harkins.
I do see both sides of it. However, this is one I do hear a lot of complaints on. Maybe it's something that we could revisit as far as what the stipulations are. You know, some of those intersections are concerning for me because I know what the traffic count is. You know, I don't want someone having an accident over it. And do we have any kind of stipulation about, you know, groups needing to be or located in Henderson? You know, I feel more strongly about it going back to local nonprofits than I do outside counties doing bucket shakes here, if that makes sense.
Good deal. Commissioner Thomas.
I'm in favor of keeping it, and like I said, we can put stipulations on it. I mean, if it's a busy intersection, just strike that intersection, but it's still allow them to have them elsewhere, and put a limitation maybe don't know, 3 times a year instead of 4. But I really wouldn't want to see them go, because I'm like Robert, I think that a lot of organizations benefit off these.
Commissioner Witt?
It's not something I really ever even thought about, honestly. I haven't heard anybody complain about it, but obviously it sounds like some people have. Yeah, I'd pretty much echo what Ronnie said completely. If we want to strike certain intersections and make it safer, I don't have a problem doing that. But I'm just not, I haven't had anybody complain to me and say that they didn't want to see it. I haven't anybody say they wanted to see it either, so I don't know. But
No,
I guess I'd
haven't heard
lean
anything
towards
either.
what Rodney said.
I'm going to be in the minority on this, and that's okay. I would be in favor if we got rid of them and never brought them back to Henderson. And it's not because I'm not in favor of the causes. The causes are one thing, and I agree. But the practice of actually doing bucket shakes is something that they've done for a long time. And there are other means that would be more effective to be able for organizations to raise money than to stand out in the intersections. And I worry about it from a traffic safety standpoint. So for instance, there was one lady who lives close to the stop sign at Watson and Green River Road, and she's complained multiple times over the years about the bucket shakes. And what her complaint is not necessarily that she can't get out of her driveway, which is true if traffic is backed up. So if you're going on Watson Lane away from the strip and toward Green River Road, if traffic piles up there, there's actually a blind spot.
I was going to say that hill is
Yeah,
dangerous.
so when you get to the top of the hill, if traffic is backed up to where the blind spot is, it presents a traffic safety issue at that specific intersection. And so I certainly see her point about that one. I do see the points. It sounds like from me, after hearing your all's comments, that it looks like the commission as a whole might be interested in taking a look at the way that we could limit those or focus those to where we could still allow organizations that are from Henderson to benefit from them within certain reason and limitations, and that we would also be in favor of taking a look at each intersection that is used. In addition to the one that you said, I also have seen them at 12th and Elm before on multiple occasions. That's not, 12th and Elm, for multiple reasons, is not a great location from a traffic safety standpoint. Because you've got a lot of cars moving in a lot of different directions throughout that intersection, and a lot of impatient drivers throughout that intersection. It's not a great place to have one. And so when you start ruling out places from a traffic safety standpoint, there's very few places that I would recommend that a bucket shake go, and the ones that we would recommend they go would be the non-busy intersections that wouldn't benefit them in the first place.
Yeah,
And so it's really difficult to kind of get your arms around this.
I'll disagree with 12th and Elm, because I live there.
Yep.
I've never seen an issue, and they've got them all the time, but I've never seen an issue from traffic, never seen traffic backed up because of a bucket shake at 12th and Elm. That's the only one I ever go through, because it's right by the house.
And you would know.
Yeah, I would know.
Better than I would,
know
because
if there's
you
an
live
issue
around the
there.
corner from there, for
Yeah.
sure. But from the things that I think I'm hearing, trying to get a consensus from the commission, is if there was a way we could limit them and then also consider traffic factors, especially at the one at Green and Watson, Green River Road and Watson. That does have that blind spot there that's quite dangerous. And then if we can limit them to Henderson-only businesses. It might be some things that we could consider as a commission and get a vote on that it could change things.
And now what about Shriners? That eliminates Shriners?
Well-
Did it Henderson-only businesses?
I don't know.
Would that eliminate
They probably
Shriners?
would.
I don't know.
One thing that we do with our community service, which we've talked in the past, is it doesn't necessarily have to be a Henderson base, but it has to benefit
Benefit
Henderson
Henderson.
people.
Yeah,
So that's
I would-
that's one thing that you can.
I would adamantly be opposed to stopping the Shriners.
I agree too, and the Shriners, they do a lot of
They
good work
benefit-
putting on our Christmas
they
parade, for
benefit
goodness sake, yeah.
Everybody in the state of
Yeah,
Kentucky.
they do.
And around the world, so that one, I'm like you.
Yeah,
I won't stop that one.
Unfortunately, I've never needed them, but I know people that have, yes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think y'all given me some, so we'll pull that out, we'll revisit it, we'll see what the stipulations are in it, and we'll probably bring something back at a future date for y'all to look at, so.
Sounds good. I share the concerns that you guys have too. I don't want to limit somebody's ability to raise money. I just, there are a lot of creative ways to raise money other than standing in the middle of traffic with a bucket.
I agree with that.
So, that is something to consider as well.
Watson makes me nervous on a regular day.
Yep, good deal. So I don't think we have a 100% consensus, but at least you got a
I
little
got some
bit,
direction,
a little
yeah.
bit of direction there.
All right, thank you all. And that's all for my report this afternoon.
All right, city attorney's report.
Hi, so in front of you, I put a zoning ordinance, section 4.24, it's accessory buildings. And we are proposing 2 changes to our current zoning ordinance on accessory buildings. Real quickly, currently, we don't allow accessory buildings in front yards. You don't put yard barns in the front of a house. You don't put a yard barn, because we look at really traditional residential streetscape. So those things go inside our backyards, and that's how we do it. However, in multifamily homes, and that would be anything a triplex on, you have a much tighter density. And so with those, you have parking lots. And so sometimes the best use of that parking lot, is to put either a carport or a covering for parking, because you park right in front of your apartment in the front yard rather than in the backyard. So what we've requested is a change to allow as a conditional use, so it's not automatic, for multifamily in R2, R3, R4, the opportunity to bring that in front of the Board of Zoning Adjustment for development, for these more dense development. The second part, if you turn over, because there's more, we have lots that have double frontage lots. So what those are is, like where I live, I'm a double frontage lot because I live on a corner. So that means I have 2 front yards, even though when you look at my house, you wouldn't think I have 2 front yards. We have people who have a front yard, they have a road in front and behind, and those are double frontage lots. So those people struggle because where do you put your accessory building? So what we're doing is we're saying that they can come to the Board of Zoning Adjustment and ask to put an accessory building on one of those fronted lots. So they can come, and so what will most likely happen is Bose is going to look at it and say, well, this is obviously your front yard, this is obviously your backyard. But that way Steve doesn't have the responsibility, see you smiling, saying, you know what, even though you think that's your backyard, really your front yard because it's a double frontage lot. But these would all be conditional uses, so it wouldn't just be automatic. The Board of Zoning Adjustment would hear those, and neighbors could come and have a say in it. So those are the 2 requests that we're making for an amendment to our current accessory structure ordinance. And if you all are okay with it, you can vote on it. Ms. Allen and Mr. Bishop said if we get it to them today, they can get this on the June, up for a public hearing in June in front of Planning Commission.
So what's the feeling of that? Do we need a motion or need a consensus?
Yes.
We need a motion.
So how would you like us to word the motion?
Just that you agree with, you would like to send these proposed amendments to the Planning Commission for public hearing.
All right. Can I have a motion that we would send these comments to the Planning Commission for further discussion?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
Do we have any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis?
Aye.
Mayor Staten?
Anything else on the city attorney's report?
No, sir.
I've got a couple of board appointments that we need to move through. Just to remind everybody, when we can, we use a new system that Commissioner Witt helped to develop a couple of years ago, where if you are interested in serving on a board in the city of Henderson, you can go to is it on our website, Jessa? Where is it at on our website, do you know?
I just go to the search thing, type in keywords.
Okay, so if you go to the city's website, hendersonky.gov, and you go to the search bar and type in boards, then you can get to our board interest page. And if you have interest in serving on any individual boards, you can sign up. We move through those, and a lot of times we do interviews. I know Thomas Kinney, our Parks Director, did 10 to 15 interviews when we were filling parks positions earlier. All of them came from this system of people who wanted to sign up with interest. People have been using it. We've been been fortunate to have people sign up. So some of these names came from that system. Some boards didn't have any interest, and so we had to go out and do it the old-fashioned way and just talk to people and see if there was interest. On the Civil Service Pension Board, Fund Board, we are limited on who we can put on this board. We have 2 people just for cleanup purposes. We need to reappoint them. And so I'm going to present them as a group. Miss Linda Epley and Jason Buchanan. I am recommending them for another 4-year term, retroactive to June 1st of last year. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up for the Parks and Recs Board, we have 2 openings. I do want to mention why I am intentionally not filling one right now. One is filled by Trey Perkins. Trey Perkins is running for City Commission. We made a consensus decision earlier that with the Parks Board that we were not going to consider people who were currently running for office for the Parks Board. We're carrying that over. However, there is a primary that comes up next week. He has indicated an interest to want to continue on that board, so to consider him for that, we're going to wait and see how the primary turns out. If he makes it through the primary, we're going to have to appoint someone different. If for some reason he did not, then he can certainly continue his service on the Parks Board there. The other one, I am recommending Miss Amber Wood to take over for Miss Brenna Cottle's unexpired term. Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up on the Ethics Board, I am recommending Mr. Edward Hickerson to take over for Adam Blythe's unexpired 2-year term on the Ethics Board. If you remember, Edward Hickerson actually appeared before the board earlier on this year. We gave a community spotlight to some people who made some honey. And he has a service record, and he comes from a family who has just exemplified integrity and ethics throughout the community for many years. And so I'm happy to recommend Mr. Edward Hickerson for that unexpired term. Can we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have one reappointment, and that is for the Board of Zoning and Adjustments, Ms. Tara Hunter. Tara is somebody, if you remember, we appointed her for an unexpired term that was kind of short. She has enjoyed her time and has been a good member of the Board of Zoning and Adjustments. I reached out to her, and she has interest to continue, and it's my honor to recommend her to serve out a 4-year term on that Board of Zoning and Adjustments. Can I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. And lastly, for today, we've got the Tax Assessment Appeals Board. This board hardly ever meets. It only meets if there are appeals to a tax assessment. And so it's an as-needed board. This position needs to be filled by a realtor or someone with knowledge of realty. This was filled by Amber Wood, who we just moved over to the Parks Board. I have reached out to Tara Dixon, and Tara Dixon has expressed interest to fill this position, so I am recommending Tara Dixon for a 3-year term to start on May 21st, 2026. Can I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Hargis.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. That'll do it for board appointments for today. Do we have any commissioner comments or anything like that?
Yes, I got one.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Commissioner
I'd like our commission, to take a look at giving the employees this year a bigger raise. When you look at how expensive everything is right now,
Oh, shit.
I think we can,
Sorry, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Moving pretty quick. So give a bigger raise to our city employees. So I'm gonna recommend us taking a look at that as a budget session to looking to give them a bigger raise this year for a cost of living adjustment.
There we go. And we're heading into our budget work session right after this meeting, so that's something that we can discuss further there. It's been brought to my attention, and I'm so sorry. One of the recommendations I made may live in the county. And so we're going to have to go back and revisit that one, maybe at the next meeting. Dawn, if we've had a motion to approve and a second and
If she's
voted.
disqualified, then it's void, the appointment's void.
Okay, we'll double check her residency. It's my apology. She was on another board. I assume there was a residency requirement for it. And so
would
I just
imagine.
made an assumption she lived in the city.
Yep.
I will double check on that. If that's the case, we'll have another appointment for that one next time. Thank you for pointing that out. We've had commissioner comments. We now need a motion for executive session, please.
I move the commission go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, subsection B, for deliberations on purchase of property and real property, and subsection and C, discussions of proposed and or pending litigation on behalf of the public agency regarding the mass foreclosure.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. We are heading into executive session. We're going to stay here. Are we coming back with any action, Bill?
Yes,
We will be coming back with action.